Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 130 of the Alter Ego podcast. Welcome to 2023. Happy New Year. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan.
How's it going?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing swell. You know, new year, new cheeks. Can't wait to get 2023 started.
Well, not literally.
I don't know, maybe.
Mr. Rhino, how you doing, buddy?
It's good to be here. It's good to be in 2023.
Good to be alive.
Good to be alive.
Oh boy. What a crazy, crazy long weekend it has been. I'm so happy to be here. Got some interesting news, some interesting stuff to jump off into 2023. So strap in. The first thing that I wanted to talk about today on the first episode of Alter Ego of 2023 is geared hardware. These rugged yet stylish watches are the perfect accessory for the man who's always on the go. Whether it's in a board meeting or a bar fight, made with high quality materials and backed up by a lifetime warranty, you can rest assured that your geared watch will be there for you when you need it most. Go to www.gearedhardware.com and use the promo code AlterEgo20 to get 20% off your order. Oh, I'm so glad I got that off my chest. How about you guys? How was your New Year's Eve? What'd you do?
I sat on the couch.
Well, I guess I knew that answer.
Watch the Ohio State Georgia game.
There you go. So isn't it funny in your later years where, like, when you're younger and you're in your teens and early 20s, you're like, let's go, man. Let's get out. We're going to be out till midnight, hanging out, getting some brews, whatever extracurricular activities you like to get into. And now, when I'm, in my 30s, I'm like, I will be on the couch and then going to sleep. Getting anything
like
to drink? Yeah, I got some soda in the fridge, maybe some waters.
Man,
our buddy in our group chat, Josh.
Yeah.
It's like 4:00 in the afternoon, and I texted everybody, "What's everybody doing tonight?" And he's like, "Oh, I got a party I'm going out to with some friends." And I was like, "Ugh."
That sounds like a terrible time, doesn't it?
No, thank you. Ugh.
Not a chance, bro.
Yeah, no, thank you. Well, how about you, Ryan? What'd you do? Just watch the
I just watched the game and
just went to bed.
hung out with some friends and then went to bed.
There you go.
After.
Did you make it to midnight?
This time, yes. I haven't made it to midnight in a long time.
I'm legitimately surprised. How long did you sleep in the next day?
I don't think I got up to like almost 12.
Hey, all right. My man probably needed some Forge Supply. The ones that offer a curated line of craft soaps and beard care, handmade in the USA, offering scents like coffee, cream, coconut, citrus, cedarwood, and many more. Check out the full line of craft soap bars, beard oil, and beard balm online, or go to forgesupply.com. Free shipping on orders, all orders over $35, and get an additional 10% off with the promo code Alter Ego. All right. So, big news from what was either last night or this morning. Jeremy Renner.
Ooh,
run over by a snowplow. And so apparently there was a bystander that was an actual doctor, ran over to him, was able to make a makeshift tourniquet, and then they got him airlifted to the local hospital because the roads were so dangerous. And now that area is considered an active crime scene because there are supposed to be contingencies in this massive snowplow to stop things like this from happening, and it didn't. So now there's a criminal investigation while Renner is in critical but stable condition. Critical condition because of the amount of blood that was lost.
So for those of you that are listening, just to put it into perspective, what kind of piece of machinery this is. This isn't a normal snowplow.
Right.
It's not like, like your truck that you see going down Main Street when it snows 5-6 inches. This is an actual almost off-road plow. It's got tracks on it. Almost like an earth mover or a combine. It doesn't have normal tires on it. It has tracks almost like a tank does. And that's what ran over his leg.
Yeah. So
How did he even get underneath it, though?
right.
Did they say how that happened?
No details yet.
No details at all about this particular incident, but I'm just like, that's insane to me that would even happen. Like, I don't know, man. I don't like to get into people's personal issues, but you're always like, how did this happen to you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I'm rich, I'm not slow plowing shit.
No,
I mean,
not a chance.
It depends on him and his work ethic and what he likes to do, and what people do in their spare time.
Listen, bro, you just not hear me say I am rich. I am not doing that shit. I'm not shoveling snow or None of that. I got money. Let other people do that.
I did hear you say that you would not do it. However, Jeremy Renner clearly likes to do that kind of stuff.
If
I'm
anyone do it
interested
again.
to see what kind of details emerge in the coming weeks on whether or not the fact that it's a crime scene,
Yeah.
there's more developments on that. I'm wondering if maybe some extracurricular activities were partaken in before he was plowing. I'm not going to make any assumptions, but
Right.
the fact that it's a crime scene just because of the safety measures is a little far-fetched to me right now.
Yeah, that is wild. But I mean, I don't know. There were a lot of people there, apparently. Why was this? Why, why? I don't know. I kind of just have a lot of question marks about that. I just hope he's okay. That's all.
Yeah, I hope he's fine.
Yeah.
A huge question mark, obviously, on his future in the MCU, but hopefully obviously his health is most important. So
yeah. I mean, we'll see. I could see Hawkeye with a prosthetic leg.
Bionic leg, just like Bucky.
Oh, geez. Oh, God. I don't know how that would go. Hi, I'm Clint. We don't care. Sorry about your leg.
Hey, man, he doesn't need a leg to shoot arrows at people.
Hi, I'm Clint. You're illegally in my parking spot.
Yes. No sticker. Pulls from the quiver.
I'm gonna need to see that
shooting blue arrows with the wheelchair on it.
He just shoots the hubcaps that stay on the car, the lock.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Let's get into some movie and TV news. I'm surprised this is a thing right now. I don't know how it's going to be regulated. It's been talked about quite a bit. Netflix is ending password sharing starting 2023. Now, originally,
oh damn! So basically, Netflix is about to go out of business, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they spend so much money on movies, and now you're gonna say, yeah, no more password sharing. Only one person can use this device.
So you know when, like, if you log into your Netflix account from another TV or another device, and it gives you, like, go to www.whatever.com/activate, and it gives you that code. I think they're gonna stop allowing that feature.
I think they're going to tie it to your IP address.
Yeah.
At home.
Which is a very stupid idea, because I'm already paying $15 a month for Netflix. If I want to use it on 78 fucking devices, I'm going to.
Yeah, exactly.
15, bro. How do you get that deal? I'm paying 21.
Is it that much now? I can't even remember what it is now.
And the worst part is I really don't watch it. I don't have it for other people.
There's a lot of
Netflix
people
in years.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still watch it for certain stuff, but I don't know. It's one of those things. A lot of these streaming services are going to go by the wayside eventually. Not that, like, movies are going to make the big bounding, back, or that, people are going to start getting DVDs from Blockbuster, but it's just, I don't know. There's so many of them anymore. Some of them have got to die, and some of the content is just not as good as the others. Netflix getting rid of The Office was probably the biggest loss I feel they would have ever made, because Netflix was on in our home almost every single day with The Office just on repeat.
Yeah, that was probably something that they could control as a licensing thing.
No, I know. I'm just saying that had to be their biggest hit, because I don't know why I would even need Netflix anymore.
No,
I mean, other than this show, to be able to look at stuff and talk about it and speak, educate. Oh my God, I can't speak today. To talk about the movies that we've seen and review them. There's no other reason I'd have it.
I feel like 1 out of every 5 Netflix original is good anymore anyways.
Yeah. Right now it's just Hulu and Disney Plus for us.
Yep. Amazon Prime I still enjoy, just because I can rent newer features if I want to. Like, we watched what's Violent Night. We watched that on Christmas.
Well, what's that on?
It was on Amazon.
No way.
Yeah, you could rent it early on Prime. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. I still want to see that. I had a friend tell me earlier, they're like, this is you. If you were Santa, this would be you.
I could actually see that. I could see that.
Really?
Yeah. Now that somebody else said that, yeah, I could definitely.
Somebody went out of their way to text me and say, hey, I know we haven't talked in a while, but we just saw Violent Night and it's you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, great. So now I've got to see it. Speaking of Prime, Invincible Season 2, rather, coming to Prime in 2023. Very excited about that. I think 2 out of 3 in this room, I know Megan did, really enjoyed Invincible Season 1.
Fake news. I believe it when I see it.
Didn't you see it? Didn't you watch Invincible?
I did, but I'm what, 4 years ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jeez, that's a long time. I don't even care anymore.
Wow. I thought it was a great show, honestly. I mean, it made fun of a lot of the old tropes. It had a different ending. I thought it was pretty awesome. And I can't remember my guy's name right at the top of my head. J.K. Simmons was an incredible Omni-Man. Did a great job with him.
Had a crazy beginning too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Omni-Man killing his entire crew, like in the what was it, the first or second episode?
The Justice League or whatever. No, end of the first episode.
Yeah. That was a crazy beginning to a series.
It really, really was. And they're all showing up there. They're like, "Who called us here? Did you call us here?" And then Omni-Man continues to just, yeah, it was wild. Watch that. Speaking of streaming services and things that are changing, there were supposed to be, I think, 3 Game of Thrones spinoffs from the end of the original series. Yeah.
I hope they stop that.
All of them have been canceled except for Jon Snow's.
Jon Snow's, yep.
The other, I think, 2 that were originally slated to happen are no longer going to happen due to the changes at HBO.
There was a Arya spinoff. I know that.
Yes.
Where it followed her on her journeys.
Yep. I would have watched that.
Actually, I probably would have preferred that one over the Jon Snow one.
I kind of agree.
See, with the developments that came out about the Jon Snow series, I'm actually pretty excited about that.
It's going to be interesting to see a lot of those characters. I think people like Bran make it, or not Bran Stark make a return. I think Arya is probably in it at one point or another. You're going to see a lot of the few surviving main characters show up and be a part of it, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting. HBO's got a lot going on. I'm surprised they're still in business. I really am.
You know what? Weirdly enough, us too. Like last night, we actually were scrolling through trying to find something to watch on HBO Max, and there's just nothing on there.
It's bad.
Pretty much DC and a few movies, and I'm like, ooh.
A few movies that I don't feel compelled to turn on when I see them as much as I do when I'm scrolling Disney Plus. All of South Park is on there, so I'll watch South Park.
That's about it for me.
It's the only thing I will turn on HBO Max other than animated DC.
Boondocks is on
DC
there
was really keeping HBO on life support for a while, and now with all the developments with DC, I don't know if HBO is going to survive the next 2-3 years before we start getting new DC features out.
Well, a lot of their newer shows aren't going on anymore. They don't have Game of Thrones. They had House of the Dragon. Did that do really super well? I don't know anything about it.
So
it did decently, but it pales in comparison to what the original Game of Thrones did.
I know that Westworld, that one's ending. It's done.
That's done. Yep.
Which is just wild to me.
And then they had what was that newer series that they canceled literally right after season 1 premiered? They already canceled it. What was that? And it got really good reviews. I can't remember what the name of it was. But they had literally just got done. They had just been done filming. They released the series, and by the time the last episode aired, they canceled the second season.
That's rough.
Sounds like HBO to me. Honestly, they look at the numbers and it's not doing gangbusters, and they call it a day.
Man, Harry Potter's gonna save them. They got all the Harry Potters on there.
That could be a true statement. It really could. The Harry Potter verse and all the people that do Harry Potter. That's a huge
the animal
following.
One. The Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts, yeah. Which I haven't seen the second one because the first one was just so terrible.
The third one is complete garbage.
There's a third one. Holy smokes!
It's got Ezra Miller in it. That was right before his whole controversy started. Was when that movie came out.
Well, that was the one that was supposed to have Johnny Depp in it, right?
And then they switched to the guy that plays Hannibal.
Grindelwald was the third one. I thought that was the second one.
Crimes of Grindelwald is the second one. The third one, I can't remember what the third one's titled.
Oh, hey, there are still more Fantastic Beasts for you to pay to see. James Cameron talking about there's going to be a Terminator reboot in the why?
I'm so sick of the recycled shit, dude.
Me too. It's the same old thing. Yeah. It's the same property. Hey, remember your parents love this. We're going to redo it with another person who's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Arnold will be in it, and I won't care because all in all, he's not that great of an actor.
What are you talking about? I'm the governor.
Come on, baby. What are you going to do now? Come on.
Hold on. I need to grab a senior coffee.
There was this guy I knew in high school, and he would always walk around and go to people and go, I'm going to fuck Surikana's baby. Like, what? He did the best Arnold I've ever heard in my life, and he would say the most fucked up shit.
Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm ready for new stuff. This kind of thing doesn't even grab me anymore. I'm like,
the remakes were cool once in a great while. Like when you had a remake come out in like the middle 2000s or even the 2000 teens, it was okay because it was done once every like 10 years.
Well, there's a House Party remake coming too. There's a House Party.
It's got LeBron James in it.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, House Party is not something that needs to be remade.
No.
Look, you don't even need to watch House Party. You just want to watch the one stupid dance scene where they do the little kick thing, and that's it. That's House Party. Yeah. No one else remembers what else actually happened in that movie.
That's the only part of House Party I've even seen.
For the most part, most people. Same thing.
I mean, now it is going to be star-studded, obviously. It's a LeBron James movie, but...
yeah.
But why?
Because people want to be a part of the stuff that LeBron James produces.
Why?
Yeah. They should be hanging out with James Cameron. James Cameron wants two things. A sorry for anyone who doubted him because he's crossed $1 billion globally. So that money he was wondering if he'd make up, he's made it up. Yeah, that movie is turning a profit. I don't know how he does that. Because the marketing for this movie was not really a lot. It wasn't overbearing. No, it wasn't where you turn the corner and everywhere you saw it was Avatar 2.
But it was also one of those franchises where all you had to do was just say the word Avatar and people were there.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane to me how well that movie does. I'm not knocking it. I haven't seen it. I have every intentions of seeing it. I just don't want to sit in the theater for 3 hours.
No.
But when it comes to HBO, I will grab breakfast and then lunch when it's over and sit down and watch it. I have a lot of expectations. I think it's going to be a great movie in terms of like comprehensively. I don't think it's going to be the most groundbreaking story of all time. You seen it?
No, I had a friend break it down for me. And I was like, yeah, it sounds just I thought it was.
Can't wait to hear him not want to watch this.
Oh, I do not.
Everything I've heard about it is, it's Avatar.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Everybody just goes, yeah, man, you remember Avatar 1? It's Avatar.
That's exactly why.
Visually stunning, obviously. Anything James Cameron does will be visually stunning.
I think only the only difference is in this one is that he doesn't have to warp into the Avatar body.
And we're going to do it in water now.
Right. It's Avatar, but just imagine you're watching it in a pool. Yeah. Wouldn't that be amazing if James Cameron was like, anybody who is buoyant and can tread water should watch this movie in a pool?
The way of the water.
3 hours in the water. It'll be worth getting that crinkly, I promise.
You'll never look at your kitchen sink the same again.
You'll never, ever wash dishes the same way. You'll want to connect the halo with your best Tupperware, I swear to God.
Man.
How many people were watching Avatar 1 and looking at their dog? Like, I wonder if I can connect with my dog. They start reaching for their hair. That's why I grew this out, as I thought eventually I'd be able to do some Avatar stuff with it. But no, little worm grabbies have come out of the back yet.
No,
I don't know.
It's a waiting game.
He also wants Matt Damon in the future, as a part of the series.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna pay him his $250 million that he would have made.
He actually said he was quoted. This is the actual quote, but he's not getting 10%. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. Why should he? Sorry, Matt. You wanted to do the Bourne series. Sometimes you make decisions you regret. Will Smith was supposed to be Neo. It just doesn't happen for you sometimes.
But aren't we glad he wasn't?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I'm actually pretty glad at that.
I don't know, man. I think Will could have done a great job as Neo. He would have had a lot more emotion, that's for sure.
I think Keanu was literally born to play Neo. I think the reason why he was even conceived as a child was because 40 years later, he was going to be Neo.
Not for John Wick?
No, it's for John Wick.
Yeah.
John Wick, sure. But I could see Will Smith playing a more convincing John Wick than I could a Neo.
Could you imagine Will Smith turning the screws while he watches his dog get killed? After he's looking at pictures of dead Jada and wanting to go and,
he smacked Chris Rock just because he made a comment about her being bald. Imagine if you kicked his dog.
That's not why he smacked Chris Rock. We all know that's not why he smacked Chris Rock.
He smacked.
You're right. He did make a comment about her being bald, but Jada looked at him and said, "I'm going to peg you later if you don't go up there and slap the hell out of him."
Wow.
I'm sure she pegged him anyways.
I'm sure she did, no matter what. Speaking of that, Star Wars Solo 2 is not being made
Best segue ever. You guys like pegging Star Wars?
The entire Star Wars fan base just got pegged when they heard the news that Solo 2 was
The Force was definitely not with them on that one.
Too much Force.
Too much Force, huh? Hey!
I'm actually okay with this because there really isn't a story to tell with Solo 2. I mean, the entire events of Solo happened. It happened pre-original trilogy. There's not much more you can fit in there. I don't even know why people are clamoring to get this movie. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. What story are you going to tell? How he flies around the Millennium Falcon and borrows money from Jabba the Hutt?
Right. But what else is there to really talk about with Han Solo? That's one of the problems too with these story franchises, and this is one of the biggest problems with Disney. And they've got Star Wars, they've got this massive universe, and they want to focus on one thing. They want to focus on this little knit group when it's Star Wars in the galaxy. Like somebody was talking about it the other day about, because I ended up watching the third, half of the third new series. I watched, what's the last one? Skywalker?
Rise of
Skywalker. I watched the first half of that and I was like, oh no, this is bad.
We were talking about that.
Yeah, it's just it was just such a bad movie. Now you've got a Death Star on the commanders, so all the commanders in the universe have Death Stars on them. I'm like, this is just bad writing.
Disney really Disneyed that trilogy. They had so much content that they could have gone off of, and they married Jane Ray.
Does Disney have a Feige or for Star Wars?
Not for Star Wars. Not really. No.
They need one.
Yeah,
they need one. They need George Lucas. Who's the guy that's running Mandalorian right now with Favreau? That guy needs to be the Feige of Star Wars.
Even Favreau could be the Feige of Star Wars.
Well, he's the one who did the Clone Wars. He's the one who's done all that stuff. And he knows all the lore. Apparently, he spent hours and hours and hours with George Lucas learning the lore. Let that guy run Star Wars. Anyway.
I mean, comparatively speaking, there's the expanded Star Wars universe is almost just as big as a Marvel expanded universe. There's so much stuff that you could do with that.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference between the two is you have different time periods, not just different generations. You have like the Old Republic, thousands and thousands of years before the events of the prequel trilogy.
Right.
That's a whole universe in itself.
And that's already just still light years away in terms of technology than what we have now in our movies. I mean, it still could be cool. You're not going to be looking at cavemen discovering the Force. Although somebody somewhere just heard that was like, well, there's my movie. That was my moment.
The first lightsaber.
How about this? The first guy to discover the Force. Anyway, I'm on that guy today. That impression, I don't know why he can't get out of my head. Ryan Johnson, not Rain, says that Dave Bautista is the best wrestler turned actor. What are our thoughts?
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I actually just was saying that the other day. I was like, he beats The Rock hands down because The Rock can only be The Rock.
Yep.
Stone Cold. Pretty much only Stone Cold.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, the only role that Bautista could have played, like if he only had Drax and literally nothing else, that would have been enough for me to be like, yeah, he's the best wrestler turned actor.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, I give John Cena a close second.
I was gonna say
he's there.
It's a close second.
If you have watched Peacemaker, John Cena has redeemed himself since the Marine.
I think John Cena's comedic ability is far and away better than anybody's. Far and away better.
I think John Cena could easily be the funniest wrestler turned actor.
I don't know, man. Batista's pretty funny.
He is, but
he's very funny.
Cena's it's just different. And I think it's safe to say that Hulk Hogan is still the worst.
Oh God, that's not even close.
Thunder Bay. Anybody ever see Thunder Bay?
Is that a TV show?
It was the TV show about him being on the boat that turned into like a RoboCop. It was kind of like a Knight Rider on water.
Yeah, I used to love that shit as a kid.
I remember watching the first episode of that with my dad, and that being on, and getting about like 10 minutes into the show, and my dad just dead silent. My dad just goes, "What the fuck is this?" I just remember thinking to myself, "You got a point. I don't understand this."
I just watched Rocky 3 probably 3-4 days ago, and he's in
the beginning of that.
Thunder Lips.
Yes.
His name is Thunder Lips. And the worst part about that, he plays a wrestler
Yeah.
And does a shitty job acting as what he actually is.
Being a wrestler.
Yeah.
Unreal. Wrestlers right now that you think might be good actors that have never actually tried. Anybody? I'm surprised Ric Flair has never been on the silver screen.
That's a good point. I think he's been in like some of those D-list straight to DVD type movies.
Very, very much, very, very likely. I know Wade Barrett way back when has been in movies.
God, Triple H was awful too.
He was
awful too.
He was. I forget who he was, but he was in Blade Trinity as
What did you see my dick? That's my favorite.
So bad
movie.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with that one. I think MJF, man. If you're not watching wrestling right now, MJF could do it. MJF is the guy in AEW. Check him out if you're a wrestling fan. He's doing really good. Okay, so let's talk a little bit of DC, shall we? By the way, Ryan Johnson is already writing Knives Out 3.
I still haven't seen the first two Knives Out.
I haven't either. The first one's
weird. It's kind of captivating, but it's really out there.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't seen the sequel though.
Chris Evans is in it, along with Daniel Craig, and
Batista's
I heard
in the second
things.
one.
Batista's in the second one with Daniel Craig, Ed Norton. I know the cast of Knives Out 2, which he didn't want to call it Knives Out 2. He wanted to just call it Glass Onion, which I agree with. But I guess the investors got involved and were like, well, people won't know it's Knives Out, so Knives Out 2 or a Knives Out story is what it's called.
You could market it as Knives Out sequel. I mean, you don't have to call it Knives Out.
They did. They called it Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Which is still, why not just call it Glass Onion? I'll get it. I'll pick it up.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. So we found, did we talk about this 2 weeks ago? I don't think we did. James Gunn talking about what direction the actual Justice League will be taking, or the DCU will be taking.
No, we hadn't talked about that.
He has come out and officially said that they will be following the animated Justice League series.
I think we did talk about
in
that.
the DCU. Good idea? Bad idea? I think it's a bad idea. I do.
It depends on, like, are they using that as the blueprint? Like that's the ground level they're going to build off of, or are they literally just going to base the entire universe off of that animated feature?
Right.
Because one of them's a great idea, the other one's a terrible idea.
We may have talked about this a little bit because I think we talked about the fact that Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck want to sue DC
and Gal Gadot.
But Gal Gadot has, since they've come out and James Gunn has said that Gal Gadot's not out of the DCU.
It's Gal Gadot. First off, you fucking heathens, don't you mispronounce her name. And secondly, who cares?
It's a very Ryan answer.
Many pardons.
Gal Gadot can chill out because I don't care. I don't think she's that great anyway.
Whoa, bro! She is talk about Wonder Woman like that.
She is
an opportunity.
She is. I mean, she is a person. That's all I'm gonna say.
She's a person who acts for a living, and I have watched her features. Is what Rhino just. Let me translate that for everybody at home. All right, so that's all we got for DC this week. I don't know what to expect out of them. I'm just kind of expecting them to be really dry and in the news to be kind of really repetitive for them.
To be honest with you, I'm really hoping that they calm down with the news, because I'm kind of sick of talking about James Gunn.
Yeah, well, dude, welcome to the Alter Ego podcast. James Gunn has been in or out of this for what, the last 50 episodes?
Yeah.
Because it was Guardians, and then it was this, and now it's DC, and it's comments about everything.
Just real quick, though, there was a little bit of internet controversy with people thinking that Disney was trying to kind of push James Gunn out of the picture. Apparently, James Gunn has come out and said that's not entirely true. They have given him free reign on marketing and doing the press tour and stuff like that when that movie comes out. So I don't think that's anything we have to worry about.
About him doing the press tour for Guardians 3? No.
There was a lot of people speculating that Disney was going to push him out of the picture, seeing as how he is now on the DC board, but that's not true. What
a dumb idea that would be, because they want to retain his folks and his brother, and for a lot of the stuff that happens, barring Kraglin surviving Guardians 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We shall see. Anyway, let's take our first break of the day. Then we're going to get into some gaming news and a little bit of Marvel at the end of it. So let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, I got 30 minutes exactly.
3 seconds. Yeah, I'll do it at 30:03.
I don't need to go get anything. I don't need a drink. You guys good to just plow through it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a 3, 2, 1.
Okay. And a 1 and a 2. I'm just kidding. Sorry. 3, 2, 1. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
God, that took forever.
Episode 130. Alter Ego, baby. Got some gaming news out there. Epic Games, the creators of Fortnite and
Fall Guys,
Rocket League, Fall Guys.
They didn't create Rocket League.
Being fined $520 million.
Good.
And that includes, you'll be happy to hear this, Ryan, $245 million for privacy violations and unauthorized transactions, I think specifically to kids buying V-Bucks.
Yep.
And they had to pay those restitutions, which is why the Marvel skins were in the shop not too long ago, and they made up all $520 million that weekend.
Probably.
I was a large portion of that.
I was gonna say, as soon as I saw them, I was like, I know why these are here. I know why these are here. They needed a little bump.
Recycling the Star Wars ones now too.
Yep. I mean, they're just printing money. This $520 million. Normally, I'd look at that and go, "Oh my God, how are they going to recover from this?" Not Fortnite. Nope. Those guys have to be worth several billion dollars.
They were.
This is a drop in the bucket to them. But if it spurned some change and it spurned the kids' accounts and making sure there's a little bit more oversight, if you will, into kids on the video games, then hey, that's $520 million well spent.
I was thinking about
advocate for them. Part of that shit should be their parents' fault because they shouldn't just be able to go on there and fucking sign up.
You're not wrong.
Do not disagree at all.
I was thinking about this too a couple days ago when I saw that headline. I didn't put 2 and 2 together because we talked about this, I believe it was 3 episodes ago, the Epic Kids account feature that they're coming out with.
Right.
It was awfully conspicuous that they released that news and then literally a week later they're getting fined $520 million by the FTC.
That's exactly the reason you think that exists is why that exists. It was completely reactionary.
Oh, they're getting fined?
Yeah.
That's
dumb. 245 million. $245 million is reimbursements to parents.
Correct.
Okay, so I was gonna say, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Fine. I was like, what did the FTC do? They didn't lose their they didn't lose their mortgage money because little Johnny over there wanted to have that goddamn Thanos skin.
It's 520 total million, 245 of that going to the parents.
Yep.
Which, hey, two-sided coin. Ryan is correct. Keep an eye on your kids and what they're spending your money on. Don't give them access to your debit card, no matter how much they beg and plead and say they want it.
Completely unrelated. My son got in there and he bought $1 million worth of V-Bucks. Epic. Make it right.
Prove it. That's what they'd say. Show us the original million. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know. I think there's a lot of responsibility there.
No,
a lot of shades of gray. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even have kids, but a friend's son came over and he accidentally bought something on my Xbox once. Changed passcodes, blah, blah, blah. Never done again. I don't know how hard that is. Like, I don't know how you let your kids sit there and just keep buying V-Bucks after V-Bucks. Like, you guys not check your statements?
Yeah. No, somebody who's worked in that industry, no, people don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on from Epic Games. Hopefully we start to see more and more stuff like this, where there are some of these games that are reliant on microtransactions showing a little bit more accountability. Metal Gear Solid says 2023 will be a year of, now this is the actual, I don't know if it was a typo. I think it was supposed to be many announcements, but the graphics said menu announcements.
Oh.
And it kind of made me laugh because I was like, is this a direct quote from the Japanese guy? You'd have menu announcement. No?
I don't know.
Is it just a typo? We'll get with our marketing department.
You're fired.
Yes, year of many announcements coming from the Metal Gear Solid department. It says the theme of the year will be the long awaited. So apparently they have a lot of stuff that they want to release. I don't know what they have other than Metal Gear Solid. This is another one of these games, though.
Is it just old games?
Can we talk about this for a second?
Let's do it.
How many protagonists of games have been shot, stabbed, fallen over 50 feet, been in car accidents, boat accidents, plane accidents, and are still walking around, no limp, no bum knee, no nothing?
I believe his name
Hold on. Now, hold on a second here. I take issue with this statement.
Let's hear it.
We spent 6 years playing a franchise that dealt with space people that had magical powers, who went on quests against giant other space people who had magical powers.
Correct.
Good old Destiny.
And could not jump over a 3-foot change in elevation. They could jump in midair. They could jump up into the air and then jump higher from the middle of the air.
The double jump.
While channeling fire energy and shooting it through their kinetic weapons. But let me tell you, if there was a sudden sharp change in elevation, done. They could also disappear and reappear from their spaceships. But
they also got revived by Dinklebot.
Yeah, they got revived by a living robot who had space energy from a Death Star, and just I don't know. But I look at Marcus Phoenix from Gears, and I'm like, the beating that this man has taken throughout his life, and he's still just walking around. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well,
same one for Snake. Snake is just a guy. How is he not got his insurance cards on him when you're going through his inventory? How come he doesn't get a call from his insurance once every other day?
Okay,
I would love that to be a quest. Hey, this is Gail from Prudential.
You just sneak in there. And
is this Solid Snake?
Is this Solid? Mr. Snake, can I call you Solid?
Is this Solid Snake? And you just hear the exclamation point.
It's Solid.
What do you think his deductible's up to? About 1.5 million?
Easy. 1.5 million to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Maybe Snake, he didn't have to go to the doctor.
No, he didn't.
Excuse me, sir. You have a copay. It's $175,000.
That's just so you can go in and get seen. They're actually just taking my vitals. I said what I said. Thanks, Gail from Prudential.
I'm actually excited about this, dude. I loved the Metal Gear Solid franchise on the original PlayStation and PS2. It's one of my favorite games. So I'm very excited. If they put the effort and time into it, it could be an all-time franchise. Now, if it's one of those games that they spend all the money on marketing instead of development, it's going to be a downfall.
Well, see, here's what I was about to say. Everybody knows that Metal Gear Solid is famous because of Kojima. And him having no attachment or no parts of what they're coming out with now, I don't understand it. Like, I'm not looking forward to it at all.
Yeah.
He's over there making, what's that game called?
Death Stranding?
Death Stranding, yeah. So I don't.
I mean, that dude, he also said when he dies, he's going to come back as an AI and keep making video games. I was like, good for you, man. At least you got a plan.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, do you keep your conscience or anyway? That doesn't matter.
Johnny Depp tried that.
Norman Reedus has it.
Yeah. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order coming to PlayStation Plus in January. Is that a PlayStation exclusive?
No,
it's on Xbox.
It's on Xbox,
but it's going to free to PlayStation.
PlayStation Plus is the equivalent of Game Pass. Yeah.
Right. So free.
Yeah.
Other than your monthly subscription.
Your monthly subscription, yeah. But see, that the shitty thing about PlayStation, they don't do it like Xbox does. With Xbox, you have the Game Pass and your live subscription in one deal.
On
PlayStation, you have to pay for the Plus on top of your online, whatever the hell it is.
I mean, still, I just think that's interesting, and that's one of those things that we're going to look at when we're looking at this suit against Activision Blizzard being acquired by Microsoft. It's like, where do you draw the line? Where is it okay to do that? Because now me as an Xbox user, I want that a part of Game Pass.
I guarantee you it'll be on Game Pass now that Microsoft knows
Game Pass. It's an EA product, so it should be.
Yeah, it's an EA product. It'll be on there.
I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of the gaming commission stepping in and trying to say no, you can't be a successful business.
It's all smoke and mirrors. It is what it is.
Oh, look, new year, new cheeks. I didn't even notice your name was updated. I love that. I love that for you.
I just like that you finally have something on other than a pure black t-shirt. This one's gray, dark gray, so
with a Marvel logo.
Man, you just catch me.
I got Majin Vegeta today.
I have North Face. That's all I could.
And it's funny because I was actually going to wear a hoodie that was all black, so decided not to.
I live up north. This is a North Face.
Speaking of Game Pass, anybody played High on Life yet?
Oh my god, that game is hilarious, dude.
It's very funny. I don't like Rick and Morty. I don't find that show funny in the slightest. This game, very
hilarious.
Funny.
Yeah.
Very
I spent an hour and a half on it the other night just laughing. Yeah. I didn't even care if I was beating the game. I was just laughing.
Just the commentary from some of the characters around you. There's one guy that you pass on one of these missions who's like, I fell down this tunnel. My leg is very broken. I am in so much pain. And his leg is literally detached. And then you do the mission, you get by him. And then on your way back, he's like, my leg is still broken. I'm still here.
I love the very beginning of that when the kid is playing the video game. And the commentary is, hey, man, it's your divorce lawyer. Your wife's at it again.
Buck, it's your divorce attorney. God, I'm so happy you're my client. We're gonna crouch now, Buck. Come on, Buck. It's me, Bill, your divorce attorney.
That new guy your wife fucked turned out to be an alien.
They're all sentient. Your wife's having sex with all of them, Buck. Just shoot them. Shoot them, Buck. We can't double jump. We prioritize the crouch over a double jump. Buck, I'm sorry. You're my favorite client. I would play an entire Buck Thunder game just for Bill, the divorce attorney.
Dude, I was actually hoping that was the game. I was like, this doesn't look like what it was advertised, but I'm okay with this.
Yeah. Just shoot all of them. So when we leave here, I'm going to show Ryan the opening to High on Life, and he's going to get to experience that for himself.
Nice. I was actually going to download it. I heard it was pretty good.
It is really good.
If you come back next week and you're like, oh, I fell asleep while playing it, I'm going to be very upset.
I'm gonna be genuinely shocked and need answers if that's what happens.
Yeah, man, I can fall asleep anywhere.
That's true. I've seen it happen. Marvel news. Let's get into Marvel news, shall we?
Let's fucking do it. Let's
do it. There are rumors of Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU. Now that's kind of a gotcha headline.
I know he was supposed to come back for like 1 or 2
movies,
right?
There's a couple different rumors. One is that he's just going to come back and be Iron Man. One of them is that he's going to make a cameo in Secret Wars, and one of them was that he was going to be a cameo in Ironheart. So what are your thoughts? We're getting an emphatic no from Rhino.
I am okay with this under one condition.
I'm sure Marvel's back in a letter.
I actually have the person that I fired for doing the advertisements. You're rehired.
Okay.
Take this down and send it to Feige.
Tell him it's Rhino. Send it to Feige. Tell him it's the Bry Man.
Don't even send it to Dawn, the secretary. Just send it straight to him. You'll know who it's from.
He'll know what this means.
I'm okay with this. If he makes his appearance in either Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars, the 2 Avengers movies we got coming out in a couple years, if he makes his appearance as a variant, where it's not the same Robert Downey Jr. that we know died, it's a different Robert Downey Jr. from a different timeline, or Tony Stark, I would be okay with that. I don't want him to be the focal point of the storyline. I don't want him to be a main character. Supporting character, sure. Cameo, sure. Variant, sure. If they're just like, oh, hey, by the way, Tony Stark's alive. Hey, and he's the main guy again, I'm not cool with that.
Yeah, I'm upset. No. I would like to see a Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness level cameo from him.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
About the same maximum length being the length that America Chavez is in the movie. And I don't even want to see that. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I would be happy with the Reed Richards level of cameo. Just a nod to him. Hey, Another one I'd love to see him in, or possibly see him in, is Loki season 2, just in a very small.
Now, another one of the rumors I read was him making cameos in Armor Wars, but it would be in the past tense.
Correct.
As in, it would be like when he was still alive. Now, that I'm 100% okay
in the
with.
movie Armor Wars.
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, if they're doing flashbacks to when he was still alive, and that's a part of the storyline, I'm 100% all right with that.
No, fuck it. Bring him back full stop.
No.
Same when they're bringing him back out of Warlock.
For me,
now,
I
bring him
think
back full stop.
I think it just cheapens the entire experience of Tony Stark from Iron Man 1 to the snap and Endgame. I think it cheapens that whole entire experience just to do the traditional Marvel Comics thing of, oh, this person's not dead.
Listen, he did that to himself. They did that to themselves.
No.
I didn't cry in the theater in Endgame for no reason.
There were a lot of people
I did.
ugly
Wishing that
crying.
Adam Warlock was there to do it right.
I cried. I have no shame in admitting that. I got teary-eyed.
Yeah, no. I saw a lot of people that were just ugly crying. I did not cry until Rocket was saying no to Groot disappearing. That's when it got me.
Infinity War?
Yep. That's the only time I've ever cried in the MCU, was when Rocket, the hard ass, was like, no, Groot. I was like, oh, come on!
You know what made that worse? Was when James Gunn came out and tweeted what he actually was saying.
Yeah.
When he said, I am Groot, he was saying dad.
Yeah, the translation was dad.
Are you kidding me, man?
I'm fine. You shut up.
I mean, I got a little teary-eyed in Endgame just because that's a large portion of your life. That's 12 years of your life that you spent watching this guy.
Yep. Yeah. So speaking of, there's that high. Let me bring us all back down. Okay. Let me bring us down to a very low point. Finn Jones, who I have openly and avidly said, fuck that guy. He's the worst thing that Marvel has put out, wants to, and I'm quoting him here, prove those motherfuckers wrong and return.
And by motherfuckers, he means literally everyone.
Yeah. And he's like, I want to go back and do it right. Go back and do it right,
bro. Fuck him.
Dude, what did you do right the first time? You have to have done something right. Are you going to sit here and tell me that? Let's acknowledge what's wrong with that series first. The fact that the martial arts in arguably the most prolific martial artist in the MCU, yes, I'm including Shang-Chi, Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, is supposed to be the badass martial artist, the top of the top in the MCU. And you gave us that.
It's a guy that punched a helicarrier down one time.
Yeah.
Put that into perspective. This man was in the air, punched an entire helicarrier out of the air. He gave us what he gave us.
Punched an actual dragon to death.
Yeah.
And now we get, I'm the immortal Iron Fist, protector of Kunlun. Sir, I just asked you what you wanted to drink with that.
This is a Wendy's.
Yeah, I wanted the immortal Iron Fist, protector of Kunlun, as he pulls out his fleshlight in his hand.
I'll give it to him though. He finessed the shit out of Netflix.
He did, man. It was so terrible. Was Feige involved at all in that production? He couldn't have. There's no way.
All of those series, they made subtle hints at the MCU, like they called the New York issue like the event.
Yes.
They never called it Thanos, attacking or Loki attacking.
Right.
So they weren't technically a part of
Loki.
They weren't technically a part of the MCU. They made those subtle nods, but now, Daredevil is a part of the MCU. Obviously, it's the same dude, but it's a completely different universe.
Right.
So yeah, that the original Netflix ones had nothing to do with the MCU. Thank God.
So let's talk about Charlie Cox coming to the MCU now with this 18 series arc. Very jazzed about this. Very excited to watch this series. I think it's gonna be awesome. A couple different things. He says it's going to still be dark, which if you watch She-Hulk, this Matt Murdock was a lot lighter in tone.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with She-Hulk making cameos, like one episode, hey, how are you, or a phone call situation. But I don't know if it's going to be the same level of gritty that the original Daredevil is supposed to be. He says it's going to be dark but not gory. I don't recall a ton of gore in that show.
No,
Maybe
there
some
wasn't
broken
really
bones,
gore.
maybe some cuts and bruises. I don't remember a lot of gore. He also says he's not changing his Daredevil for the MCU.
That I'm okay with 100%.
I mean, well, this is where Marvel probably looked at it and goes, well, yeah, we know. You guys actually did a good job, which is why you're here and nobody else is. I mean,
I thought he did a perfect job playing Matt Murdock. I mean, he was actually awarded, he received an award from the Blind Association of America for how well he portrayed a blind character.
How did they know?
As long as they could see it.
I would have to assume maybe the people that head that particular organization aren't blind.
Partial blindness?
Yeah.
I'm truly trying to understand. I'm not.
You know, now that you say that out loud, I look back on that statement and I'm
Yeah.
like, He did though. I mean, he really
did. How many was it? The description given? How many people said, "Is he looking at the guy he's talking to?" No, he's not. Am I looking at you right now? Yes, you are.
What was their test audience?
That's what I
What is there? I'm thinking about this now. It's like, that's fucked up.
How do they know?
They just do, man. They're like Baskin Robbins.
Did they have patches? The guide dog
Hold
watch
on,
it?
stop it. Pause. What?
What'd you say?
What?
What'd you say?
Baskin Robbins?
Baskin Robbins. They always find out.
Baskin Robbins always finds out. Like an Ant-Man. I mean,
maybe.
Maybe they involved Baskin Robbins. That's what you're saying.
You find out. They know. They just know.
I just want to know what member of the blind community was watching Daredevil and just like, this is great. I love this. I don't get it.
Before we get canceled, you can be legally blind and still see.
Okay. I just want to know. That's all I want to know.
So, like, if you're legally blind, it's not like you're 100% visually impaired. You can still see stuff.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've actually always said of the five senses, that's the one I wouldn't mind losing.
Oh, nope. I got to keep my sight.
Yeah?
I would lose hearing.
Okay. That's not bad.
Wait. You know what? Actually, I take that back. Smell. Smell can get the fuck out of here.
This motherfucker's never walked up in a bakery ever in his life.
I'm not losing taste.
When you lose smell,
I promise you, I'm not losing taste.
Not losing taste. Okay.
When you lose smell, you lose taste.
Oh, man.
Now, I'm not going to go into detail on why I don't want to lose feel.
Sure. Because bubblegum tastes so good in the consistency.
Tell you what, the first plate of pulled pork that I get.
Dark so fast. It's because of
first plate of pulled pork I get that I can't taste, I'm finding the nearest cliff.
Let's get it over with. It's over.
I just see him slamming the plate down. Man, what's wrong?
Nothing. I don't want to talk about it.
Nothing.
Leave me alone.
Point.
He didn't even say anything. He just slams the plate down and just walks out.
Your girl forgot to tell you guys he can't taste anything anymore.
Yeah. Oh, guys, about Ryan, don't bring up. No, that would be the first thing I wouldn't be able. I'd have to rip that Band-Aid off.
Could you just imagine
hey, Rhino lost his taste buds. So I'd be like, hey, try this steak.
Could you just imagine that interaction between me and Darcy? It's like, honey, the Joneses asked us over for dinner. No! Fuck
Not
them.
me. Not me. Everybody's going to dinner except me.
Yeah. Needless to say, smells out of here. Get it out of here.
And you could start eating vegetables.
Yeah, then I would fart in public with no decorum at all.
Still here though, right?
Yeah. Hey, listen. Just turns around and goes, I can't smell it. Just cropped us a field trip full of preschoolers.
I can't
going to the Natural History Museum. He's like, you won't forget that, huh?
It's not
it's about as natural as it gets.
I've been eating some of the nastiest food because I just can't taste it.
Pretty sure I ate motor oil last night.
All right. Let's go back in time, shall we? Deadpool 3. Hugh Jackman has come out and already confirmed that time travel is going to have major aspects in Deadpool 3. This one's kind of a Pandora's box, I think. There's a lot of speculation. One of my favorite rumors is that Deadpool is going to go through and kill the Fox universe. I think he's going to definitely go back and maybe air quotes right some of the wrongs. But I could see Deadpool going back in time and fighting and killing everyone in the Fox universe. Because the kid who played Quicksilver is confirmed to be back too as Quicksilver.
And there's rumors that the original X-Men cast is going to be in it.
Yeah.
Halle Berry and Patrick Stewart and everybody.
And if Deadpool is going through and killing all of them, first of all, that's a rated R movie. Second of all, is it going on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Well, the first two are on Disney Plus right now.
I was gonna say, we've already had that
Part
discussion.
3 is Wolverine okay with it? Because this is supposed to be like the buddy cop movie. And I think this will bring Hugh Jackman's Wolverine possibly into the MCU. I don't want that. That. And he said the reason time travel and stuff like this is going to be a thing is so they can leave the Logan timeline alone and intact. Thank God. That's one of the greatest comic book movies ever. Don't touch it. Leave it. But
I don't think this is how they bring Logan into the MCU. I think this is how they bring Deadpool into the MCU, because one of the other rumors is Miss Time. What's her name? Is it Miss Time?
Miss Minutes.
Miss Minutes. The other rumor is that Miss Minutes is in this movie and that Deadpool has references or at least some sort of speech in Loki season 2. So I think Miss Minutes being in Deadpool 3 is the way they introduce him to the MCU. Somehow he gets tangled up with the TVA.
There's also
in the future
rumors that he could show up in Loki season 2. Loki season 2 is going to be a powder keg.
Yeah.
It absolutely will. Loki season 2 is going to be the biggest plot moving piece of entertainment we've gotten since Endgame.
I think it sets up the Kang storyline on the same level that Ant-Man will.
Yeah.
Because we obviously know Kang is going to make his silver screen debut in Ant-Man. It's going to be what
and we get that in
sets
February.
the wheels. It's what sets the wheels in motion. I think Loki is really what builds the foundation for this entire Phase 5.
Yeah. I could agree with that.
But
I mean,
Deadpool killing the Fox universe would be amazing. I mean, that'd be a really awesome salute, like farewell to the Fox universe from Disney if they do it tastefully. As long as it's not like slapstick silly, then I'm all right with it.
Well, you've got to expect some level of slapstick silly because Deadpool is supposed to interact with very, very major characters.
Yeah.
And that's kind of his shtick. You're going to see a lot of probably masked Deadpool, and you're going to see him dealing with the likes of Spider-Man. He's going to interact with Daredevil. He's got to. How funny is that going to be? You're going to see him interact with every level of Avenger, too. I think you could see Deadpool go to space.
Him not. I hope they bring back Mighty Thor.
Yes,
so he can have that interaction with Mighty Thor.
Right.
Because that would be awesome too. That
was my first interaction to Deadpool and Mighty Thor, is him telling her there was a world-ending event and inviting her on a blind date.
Yep.
It did not go well for him. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy
Absolutely.
2023. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to see what we get in 2023. We're going to have our very first Versus episode soon, so keep an eye out for that. We will do the live stream. We're also
Keep
going to
coming,
have
by the way.
more live streams in general, more matchups. Send them our way. Thank you again. Starting 2023 with Tony and Nello's Forge Supply and Geared Hardware. Thank you so much. I think it's going to be a good one. Excited for Ant-Man coming up. Let's do a roadmap for 2023 on the next episode. Talk about all the stuff we're going to get, where we think it's going.
Gonna break out the whiteboard and be all foggy-ish.
We are going to do the Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the Pepe Sylvia.
Oh, that's even better.
All right, y'all. That's going to do it for us. You can check us out at Alter Ego Podcast 2 at gmail.com. You can hit us on Twitter or Facebook at Alter Ego Pod. You can also find us on Instagram at Alter Ego Pod. reach out to us. Say hello. We'll talk to you soon. Then we just sit here and look good.